Well, the expectation is that you're going to move on to address that, but the point is that after the loss this weekend, you probably thought that might be the last game, right?
Definitely, possibly. You know, just you never knew how stuff went, and especially the next week when USC lost. So I was like, got a whole new season and everything else to prepare for it. So honestly, I was just like thanking God for it.
Where did you watch that game, USC Utah game?
I couldn't watch it. I watched like the last little fourth quarter, but I was at the high school game, and so everybody just kept updating me with the scores and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I seen it was 17-7, I think, at one point, and I was just like, oh man, it's over with. And then I think like the game had ended, and it was halftime for their game, and it was 17-17, and I was like, cool, we got a chance. But besides that, I was just like, man, I was just praying that we got another chance to get in for the top four.
Is that like the most you cared about another game that you weren't playing in, like in years?
It felt like when you watch when you're a kid and you watch the other teams wishing somebody else lost when it's a wild card. So that's what really just felt like a wild card game. And
yeah.
We was praying to get in.
So then, like when it's over,
yeah,
and Utah wins, what's that moment feel like?
When Utah lost, we was like, okay, it's still not over with because a couple teams could still win.
Yeah.
You just never know how the committee reacts. So we was like, I'm like, you never know. And then when Utah lost, and then when TCU lost, I was like, yeah, we for sure got to get in. And I'm just like, that we got another chance, new leash on life.
Dawand, just when you watch Georgia's defense, what are the biggest things that stand out to you?
They swarm around. They get to the ball. They shed blocks. They move around fast. And especially us playing a fast stadium and being around indoors, it's gonna be chaos. They get to play there a lot, so they get a little bit of an advantage. But I would just say they play fast and play physical to the ball.
Obviously, Jalen Carter is a guy that gets a lot of attention for them playing on the inside. What do you guys have to do on the outside to maybe help the interior?
I would just say making sure when we have their ends drop, we can just make sure we help down the guard, just knowing it's a tougher job. He's basically the best D lineman in this draft class, so there's no play thing, especially with a couple guys like Matt and Donnie. So the outside guys definitely have to help the inside guys.
Do you kind of relish the opportunity to go head-to-head with somebody like that?
I try to look for it. You know what I mean? Like they say, the good players rise to the occasion, and so I would say I'm one of the good players. So I definitely feel like I would have to rise to the occasion when it's time. And this is a big game. This is the biggest stage of them all to rise to the occasion.
Being a guy who is a senior, how much extra motivation is there to that to really want to finish your Ohio State career the right way?
I think that's the biggest thing, just knowing that after that T1 game, I thought that was my last game. And so I feel like just going out now to practice, like knowing that any sudden moment, it could be your last game with this upcoming one. You got to leave it all in line, whether it's practice, film, it doesn't matter.
So that would have been it for you?
Yeah.
If you guys had made the playoffs?
I mean, you just never know how some things go, but, you know.
Dawand, when you have a situation like that, whether you're mad about losing the game or you feel like you have a second life that you didn't know you would have, how can that affect the team on the football field in a game? Can you make you play differently or play better?
This upcoming year, I feel like we've all tried to like wash it out, and make sure that like that was Coach Dave's biggest thing is like it's basically 0-0. Like yeah, we 14-1, like we had one loss, but they're 0-0, we're 0-0. So as long as we keep each other like on the same plate and just make sure when we come game time that we're playing to the best ability and we're just worried about Georgia, I feel like nobody really can mess with us, in my opinion.
How would you describe the last couple practices, for instance? What's the vibe been out there?
I would say a little bit before it was like we just didn't have no hope, but now like ever since we found out we have hope, the energy's changed. Everybody's been up. Pads are clicking, and I feel like it's one of the most physical stages of practice just because, you know, we're not outside no more. We're inside where we get to go full speed. We're not tired. We can't breathe and stuff like that. So there's other aspects that come into it.
So for the people who have concerns that it is hard to like buy back into having a season now, you say once you found out you're in, there's no concerns with the buyback. Like,
there's no reason for us to hold back on if we're going to go hard. What's at stake? What's next? There's nothing next. There's only just one game, and that's the only thing we can think about. And going 1-0, and that's the only thing we should be thinking about.
So, were you watching the reveal then on Sunday?
Oh yeah, we are. Well, it's kind of like mandatory for us to come up here and watch it after the game. So we all once I was at home on Saturday and Saturday, Friday, and once they won, we all had to come back like majorly for Sunday and real early to get the reveal and stuff.
So then you see TCU's name revealed, and then they just talk forever before they revealed the number 4. What's going on in your mind?
We figured we had the number 4 after that game. We they can't jack us away with that one, especially with a couple teams with 2 losses or 1 loss against a good team. We were just basically counting everything out, but you just never know with the committee some days.
Dawand, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dawand.